We will begin from there. So get yourself on something that's folded, get your hips a little higher so that your spine is nice and long and tall. As we come into our women's practice, I invite you to let your energy drop down a bit, maybe out of your head if you've been in your head with thinking and doing and any other adjective. Drop the lens of your awareness down past the shoulders, down past the heart space, all the way down into your belly. And if you need a little reminder or something physical, you can just bring your hands down and lightly just cup the belly and take a moment to breathe into your hand. Let the breath descend that far, energetically descend deep into the well of your being. That we get to do this practice, we get to step out and back and into ourselves with listening, into ourselves with an awareness of all the experience that we bring to this time of our life. And it's a gift to be alive. And from the base of your pelvic floor, from the base of that beautiful cauldron, drop a root down and tether it into the heart of the mother. And then inhale it back up all the way through your body, through past the heart, and exhale up through the crown of the head, into the heart of heaven. And inhale that back down, and that energy meets through the torso, through the heart, through the belly in a weaving. So we drop the mind into the heart. And that our actions, our doing, comes from a hearted space. Especially when we're feeling challenged, especially if we're ticked off about something, especially when time and energy and circumstance seems hard. We put our armor on. As Brene says, I think midlife is when the universe gently places her hands upon your shoulders, pulls you close, and whispers in your ear. I'm not screwing around. It's time. All of this pretending and performing, these coping mechanisms that you've developed to protect yourself from feeling inadequate or getting hurt has to go. Your armor is preventing you from growing into your gifts. I love that phrase and how I might allow myself to stay small and not keep growing because it's scary. So in our practice today, I'd love you to investigate the boundaries of where we keep ourselves small, safe. Boundaries doesn't mean pushing through them. Boundaries and edges don't mean that there's anything wrong at all. So play with all of this morning. Release your hands, open your arms, take a deep breath in, lift the sternum, lift the heart, open the throat. As you exhale, bring your palms of your hands together. Gently bow the head, greeting that light deep within your own heart, deep within the heart of our little circle and our practice. Namaste. I'm going to start with stirring the pot this morning because sometimes for energy to move, we have to stir it up a little bit. So walk your cheeks back a little bit. If you were sitting on something, you might want to get yourself just a little closer to the floor or not. Listen in. We're going to start circling the belly, circling the cauldron. Bring it back and around. We often do this. I think of the spine like this cosmic wand of light. Often many of us call it a cosmic stir stick. And we're stirring the energy that we hold deep in our womb space. Whether or not at this point in our life we actually physically have a womb or not, a uterus or not, we have a womb space, an energetic space that we hold. And I invite you to hold it in reverence and curiosity. Sometimes stirring the pot feels threatening, like you're opening up a Pandora's box. Sometimes it feels nourishing. Give one more in this direction and then change directions. It might not feel like much of anything. That's okay. And change. The practice is about listening. Feeling into the deep Shakti, the deep feminine principle, alive and embodied through our bellies. Sometimes this can stir up sadness or fear. Sometimes it just feels really good. Give that 2 more circles in this direction. Back to center. Forward and back, cow and cat. Exhale. Undulate, move through a full range of motion in your spine. You want to articulate the vertebrae. The spine can get stiff and rigid, especially as we get older. So our yoga practice is about leaning into flow. Maybe to unlearn a little bit of prescribed movements and listen into what you're curious about, what wants to happen. And then slowly walk your fingers forward. Let the shoulders come forward, the head. Breathe into the back body here. And you continue, if you'd like, a small undulation of the spine. Back and forth. Good, and then bring your left hand, forearm down, bring your right hand to the right knee. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let the belly be mobile. Pull it around to the right, root down the right hip. Exhale, look back up over the shoulder towards the ceiling and root, press that right hip down. In breath, bring your head back down to the floor, neutral, or the gaze back down to the floor. Exhale, rotate, spiral. One more time. Good, and then change sides. Right elbow and forearm, left hand to the left knee. Take a breath in. And exhale, starting from the base of the pelvic floor. Pull and mobilize the belly around. Feel into the fluidity and flow of the feminine within you. 2 more times. Good. Come back to center. Roll the spine up. Bring your hands around behind you. Bring your fingertips around back of the hips and sit bones. Press your knees forward. Lift your sit bones up. Pull the heads of the shoulders back. Lift that cauldron up. Open the throat. Squeeze the buttocks together like you're squeezing a piece of paper between the cheeks of your buttocks. Squeeze, lift the heart, open the jaw. And come down, come down, come down. Good. Roll through the shoulders. Roll through the wrists, the digits, your fingers. Shake everything out. Pull up the knees. If you were sitting on a blanket or something, just put that to the side. Come on to tabletop. Open the energy of the palms of your hand. Feel that dome underneath the palm of your hand, the width of your fingers. Sway the body, the torso like a hammock from side to side. Moving into the flow of the feminine here. Back around. Sometimes I like to make an infinity symbol. I come up and then down through the center and around like a figure 8. Exploring range of movement. Good, then widen your knees on an exhale. Press the sit bones back, lengthen your arms out. Keep your arms nice and long and lengthen equally the side body. You can let your forehead rest down. Press the tailbone away from the crown of the head. See if you can lift the skin off the back body. Breathe into your back body. Listening to the sound of your breath. One more. Good. Roll the spine up onto your knees, a standing, kneeling position. Gather the energy, bring your arms up. As you exhale, you're going to spiral to the left. Bring your left hand around behind you. Flex the wrist. The right arm stretches out in front. Look back at your fingertips, your thumb. Inhale, gather the energy, come back up. Healing into this beautiful temple. Exhale, opposite side. Look back over your right shoulder to your right fingers. And up. Exhale, opposite left side. Look back over the shoulder. Notice the difference from side to side. Come back up. And last time, open to the right. Slow down so you're really feeling, you're noticing, you're paying attention. Bring your arms all the way down. Plant them in front of you. Tuck your toes. Bring the hips up. Inhale. And then exhale. As you settle back into the hips, brighten the energy of the base of the pelvic floor. Letting your base of your hips receive the light. Lengthen the back of the ankles, the backs of the knees, the calves. Roll through the spine. So bend the knees, lift the heels, roll through the shoulders, and roll through the spine. Good. And then root down that left hip, scissor up the right leg. Bring it up. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Feel that inner thigh stretch and opening. Bring that foot all the way forward. Low lunge. Drop the opposite knee and lift the heart. Tuck that back foot under and lift up into pyramid. Exhale. Bring blocks underneath your hands if you need them. Half pike, fingers down, heart and head. Lift up and pull that front leg, that thigh bone back into the back side of your hip socket. Lift the heart. Exhale, surrender, fold the head over. Drop that left knee down again. Lift the heart here. Opening the base of your pelvic floor into the heart of the mother. Pull the shoulders back. Lifting. Good. Lift that left knee up. Place the left hand down. We're going to spiral open to the right. Pull the belly around, brighten that right rib cage. Lift the right arm up. Hug your sit bones towards each other. Hug your sit bones towards each other. Play with this a little bit. Move the shoulder. A little bit of back arch energy. Lift the heart. Squeezing the kidneys, squeezing the stir stick. Adrenals, giving them a little flush. And bring Hand down. Flatten both hands. Scissor up that right leg. Bring it up. Bring it up. Good. And then bend that left knee. Bring it down to the floor. Pivot it towards the back. Extend the right leg out and you come into a side plank, right wrist and shoulder in alignment. Open up the side body, that right side body. Stretch the toes away from your fingers and squeeze the sit bones towards each other. And again, lift the heart, lift the belly a little bit. If a little bit of back bend calls to you in here, invite that in. Good. And then careful the low back. Bring that hand around and back. Back into your down dog. Lengthen, lengthen, brighten the hips. Anchor that right foot, scissor up the left. And give that side a nice opening scissor stretch. Feel it, play in with it. And then bringing that leg and foot all the way through. Drop the right knee, lift the heart. Feel this side. So root that left thigh bone back. Notice how this side feels. What is it you're paying attention to? So this is that place of drishti, which is that one-pointed focus, but we're also diving more into pratyahara, which is the fifth limb of yoga, which is drawing the senses inward, which is pulling away from the external distractions of sight and sound, although you do need sound right now, listening, but feeling and sensing the inner body and how the inner body is responding and being with the transitions, with each pose, with each breath. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, pull up into pyramid. Use your blocks underneath your hands if you need them. Angle that back foot a little bit. Drop the forehead towards your knees. Inhale, half pike here. Exhale, release. Long, open, spacious breath. Pull that left thigh bone into the hip socket. One more. Inhale, half pike. Use your core. Pull the sides of the body into the midline. Exhale down. Good. And then pivot onto the toes of that right foot. Bend the left knee. Bring the right wrist underneath the shoulder. Squeeze your sit bones together. Mobile belly. Begin to pull the belly around and open to the left. Pull it around. Brighten that left rib cage and bring up that left arm. Look up through the palm of your hand. Squeeze your sit bones together. Pull the sides of the body into the midline. Open this as deep as feels good and yummy for you right now. And then bring it back into your pyramid. Release back and down. Good. Anchor the hands. Scissor up that left leg again. Nice open stretch. Bring the foot down a little bit, bend that right knee, pivot. So your foot comes out behind you, moving into the modified side plank. Right wrist under the right shoulder. Extend that left leg strongly out in the opposite direction from the crown of your head. Bring up the arm and open. Squeeze your sit bones together. Lift the heart. Take this as deep as you would like to. But always from that place of listening. There is no one inside your body except you. No one else is dictating this practice. You're listening and feeling into what feels appropriate, safe, and embodied for you. Coming up, around, both knees and arms down, widen and come back into a wide child. Settle down, breathe into the back body, pillow your head, soften the wrists, check into any part of your body that just needs a little TLC right now. Good. And then from here, come up to your elbows. And stretch the right arm out, palm down, and we're going to do thread the needle from down in pose of a child position. So I'm going to take that left arm and I'm going to sweep it underneath the right and open the back of that left shoulder. You could put a blanket, folded blanket or a pillow under your head if you want to, or just let the head reach down. And stretch open the back of that left shoulder blade. Strongly reach the fingers away from the shoulder. Again, breathe into the back body. See if you can find a little more space in the back of the heart. A little more protection. And then slowly come up and through transitions to gently change sides. I think there's an interesting sort of dance between protection and armor. And you might rest into that a little bit. It's like, what is the protection I need? But then where am I armoring myself and holding myself back from the fullness of who I am? Good. Come up. Lengthen the arms again, both sides equally long and strong. Keep your elbows up, press your fingertips down. Widen the rib cage, empower your breath. Good. Come up. Briefly through down dog. Bring the hips up and then walk your hands and feet towards each other. Feet hip width apart. Press the balls of your feet down and lift your toes wide and spread them wide. Give your feet some love back. So you're in a forward fold right now. So walk your hands and feet towards each other. Good. Press the feet down, your pads of your toes down. Root your thigh bones back. Roll the inner thighs back a little bit. Dangle the spine. Let the crown of your head get heavy. Good. Soften the knees a little bit. Anchor the spine into the hips. Gather the energy. Upward staff. Inhale. Exhale. Eagle dive. Bend the knees. Press the sit bones back. Wrap your arms. Eagle wrists and arms. Wrap the right underneath the left. Bring your forehead and the backs of your thumbs together. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the hands, lift the head. Exhale, release down, release the hands, forward fold, all the way up. Inhale, take your time, gather, root down, rise up. Opposite direction with your arms, bend the knees, press spine back and down, wrap the left underneath the right in the hands, fold over. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the elbows, lift the hands, and release down, fingertips down, half pike. Exhale. Being guided and moved from the inside out, all the way up. Lift the heart. Letting the mind, the heart, the belly work in harmony, be in harmony. Anjali Mudra. To the heart. Exhale. Soften the knees. Make sure the energy between the ankles, the knees, and the hips is not locked. And that the energy can flow between earth and sky within you. Fully, mindfully. Good. Release the hands. And step back. I'm going to flow into Goddess Warrior. Step back, angle that back foot. Hip bones facing forward. So when you bend the front knee, the heel of that back foot is on the floor. Doesn't have to be a super wide stance. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. In breath, palms and arms come up. Lean back a little bit. Exhale, bend the front knee, bend the elbows, bring the heart, lift it forward. Gaze up at about 45 degrees, fierce, bright palms of your hands. Fold your wings around the back of the heart. In breath, coming up. Lean back a little bit. Slowing it down, feeling, being mindful. Exhale, Goddess Warrior. Bright and fierce. Inhale, coming up. One last time. Exhale. Good. All the way up. Transitioning into triangle. Mobile feet. Adjust. Pull that thigh bone back in. Spread your wings. Sliding the hand down the leg into your triangle. Lift through the heart. And pull the shoulders away from your ears. Anchor through the belly. Try and engage the sides of the bodies nice and long equally. Use a block underneath your hand if you need any extra support. Lengthen the spine, tailbone and crown of your head. Opposite ends connected through the belly, through the heart. Long and strong. Good. Gently push off with that lower hand. Bring it up. Reverse warrior. Lean back. Bend the front knee. And gently look up. Where is center? Right here, right now. Feel into this expansive anchoring that you've got going on here. One more breath. And lift up. Pivot. Bring your hands to the heart. Check through the shoulders, hips, knees. Again, listening. Playing with that sense of expanding into all that you are. Pushing the boundaries of any armor that you might have. And dancing with that. Good. Let's pivot out on the opposite side. Set yourself up so that when you bend that front knee, the back foot and heel is strongly rooted still into the earth, the hip bones facing forward. Straighten your arms. Straighten that front knee. On your inhale, bring the arms up, bend into that front knee, and then bend the elbows. Exhale, lift the heart forward. Goddess warrior, strongly root into that back leg. Press it back. In breath, straighten the leg, straighten the arm, lean back, look up. Exhale and in. Feel your inner fierce energy, fierce woman. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Clarity, seeking clarity. And out. Good. Coming up, transitioning. As we transition from one moment of life to another into triangle. Adjusting. All these places where we can take our practice off the mat. How do we transition from one moment to another, from one activity, from difficult emotions to resolution and balance and harmony? Sides of the torso, try and extend and lengthen them equally. Relax the inside of the mouth. Find that inner smile. What is that inner light and smile? Good. Gently press off. Transitions again. Notice what you need to move and adjust to come into reverse warrior. One more breath. Good. In breath coming up. Pivot your feet, bring your hands to the heart. Smooth out the breath. Good. Release the hands and heel toe the feet a couple of times in. Bring them to 45 degrees. Rock back and forth a little bit till you find your stance. Coming down, and bring the left elbow to the top of the left knee. Lift the right arm. Squeeze and weave together the right side of the pelvic floor into the left. Bend the knees, both of them stretching in opposite 45-degree angles. Good. In breath, come up. Exhale. Lean to the side. Strengthen the pelvic floor. Bend the knees. In breath, coming up. So like you're doing a goddess position. And you come down, lean to the side, left elbow on top, and reach over. Good. One last time. Up. And exhale. Good. And up. Parallel the feet. Roll the inner thighs in and back. Forward fold. Let the crown of the head, the elbows, the fingers come down wherever you can reach. Swish the sit bones from side to side. Roll the inner thighs back. Spiral. Feel the inner spirals of your body. One more breath. Good. And then straighten your arms, bring your palms of your hands down, bend your knees, lift the heels a little bit, jump in, and then make your way down to your knees. Come lengthways on your mat again. Sit back. Grab your blocks or bolster if you want some height underneath your hands to do a little bit of a back arch. Fingertips down, put blocks or bolster underneath if you want more height. Strengthen through the fingertips, knees about hip width apart or a little wider. Squeeze your sit bones. Slowly come up again. Pull the heads of the shoulders back. Squeeze your buttocks. Lift through the rib cage, lift through the heart. Good. Bring the sit bones down. Fold over, pose of a child. So remembering the rest poses, the poses where we transition, where we integrate, where we receive different layers of our practice. So we're in an active phase, we're doing. And we balance that with that presence of being and integration, listening and learning. so that we fill the cup, we fill this beautiful vessel that we live in, that we get to live in. We take the time to receive the practice and integrate. Often there's so much doing that we don't take the time to integrate our experience. Good. Roll the spine out. Come onto your bottom. You might put a folded blanket underneath your hips and make your way into butterfly. Rock back and forth so you find that front edge of your sit bones. Good. Wrap your hands around your toes or hold onto your ankles. Root the hips down, lift the crown of the head up. One more breath. Good. Extend that right leg out. Root down that left hip. Inhale, coming up. Slide the arm over, round the spine. Lift and look underneath the upper arm. Try and lengthen the spine even as you're curving and opening that left side of your body. Inhale, come up part way. And exhale, slide. One more. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, coming up all the way. And I want to come forward. Take your time through the transitions. Slowly walk your fingers forward. Keep lengthening the low back. Maybe bring your elbows down if they reach. If not, just keep the arms long. Rest into your hands. So watch if that right hip begins to want to lift. So on the physical plane, you want to keep that anchored. You want to stay into full embodiment and not get ungrounded. So we're going to stay anchored. And it starts pulling off. Then gently pull back on the forward bend part until you find that connection again. And then just stay there, be with that. That right leg's engaged, strong. You hug the muscle into the bone. Deeply engaging muscle energy. Good. Walking up. Inhale. Roll through the shoulders. Exhale, nice long spine. Again, the transitions are really important. This is where we tend to check out. Staying present, listening, and then pivoting further to the left till you come into your pigeon. Put a folded blanket underneath that left hip, if that is helpful. Root down that back leg. Squeeze your sit bones towards each other. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And slowly come forward. Onto the elbows or all the way down. Rest the belly down. Whatever feels nourishing to you right now. Good. Walking the hands up. Inhale. Lift the heart, lift the spine. Root down, rise up, watch the shoulders. Good. And then roll back until you open into wide angle. Straddle. Transitioning. Good. Walk your sit bones back. Take a moment here, a wide angled 90-degree staff position. So feel into that cauldron. Allow it to be rich and full with your practice this morning. Strongly engage the backs of legs, your roots. Open up the energy of the bottom of the foot. Lift the crown of the head. Nice, strong spine. Playing with our own uprightness as we root down. Again, working against, I'm not sure if that's the right word, against shrinkage as we get older. Spine and bones and muscles strong, connected, alive and vibrant to keep our wellness as we get older. Keep that strength. Good. Bend the right knee in. Heel into the groin, right arm up, inhale. Exhale. All these movements, we're going to do it 3 times. Come on up. All these movements working with balancing, harmonizing all the different organ systems, the endocrine system, keeping ourselves strong as we get older. One more breath. Flowing through. Notice what gets stuck. Notice what needs a little extra TLC. Give yourself 2 breaths here. Anchor that right hip. Good. Into your core, slowly lift the spine and the arm and the crown of the head up. Roll through that shoulder and root down that left hip. Walk yourself forward. Strong left leg, keep it engaged. Actively see if you can widen the space in the lower lumbar vertebrae so that the roots of that left hip and that right hip stay anchored into the earth. Good. Transitioning up. Inhale. Stack the vertebrae. Tailbone to the crown of the head. Lift up, root down. And then transition. Your next in-breath carries you into a transition of pigeon on the opposite side. Put any support, pillows, cushions, blankets underneath the underside of the hip or underside of the pelvic floor. Let yourself settle. Notice how this side is different. One side is often a little more challenging than the other. And then slowly walk your elbows down. Coming as deep as you'd like to, as deep as feels really nourishing for you right now. One more breath. Good. Inhale, coming up. Good. Transition, bring yourself into butterfly, back to the beginning of this sequence. Rock back and forth, walk your sit bones. Press down through the inner thighs. Check in. And as you root down, lift the sternum, lift the heart, lift the crown of the head. Every exhale, invite an inner Pull in and up of the yoni and the perineum right into the back of the dantian, the dantian, the hara, right in the back side of the belly button. Just a little bit below, into the back of the belly button, deep in the deep center of your being. Inhale, you open the base of the pelvic floor like a lotus flower. Exhale, pull them closed in and up, bringing the energy in and up, lining the inside of your cauldron with jewels of experience and light and wisdom. Filling your cauldron, healing the cauldron. A couple more breaths here. Good. And then gently pull up your knees. Lengthen the legs out. Rock back and forth. Again, find your sit bones. If you want to sit on a folded blanket, you are welcome to. Lift up. Engage your legs. Exhale. Undulate and roll the spine forward. Find the fluidity of the spine as you make your way into a forward fold, and we'll do this a couple of times, surrendering all the way down. Long, slow breaths. In breath, gather the energy up. And exhale. Roll the spine down. Last time. Up. Lengthening each breath. Letting the nervous system receive a calmer presence. Especially the exhale. And then resting down. A couple of breaths here. Again, play with that breath focus of a longer, spacious exhale. Down leveling the nervous system just a little more. Listening. Receiving. Integrating. Good. Roll the spine up. Tuck up on the backs of your knees. Come lengthways on your mat if you aren't already. And maybe a block or bolster blanket. Bring that near you. Lie back. take a moment here in constructive rest. So feet are mat width apart at least. Knees gently roll towards each other. Hands on the low belly. Breathe into the spacious palms of your hands. And you might notice that the breath becomes a little bit like a cow and cat as the spine moves up and releases down into the floor with the inhale and the exhale. Good. And then bring yourself into preparation for bridge position. Bottoms of your feet are parallel with each other. Feel the ball of your feet, the four corners, the inside and outside of the heel, knuckle of the big toe, the baby toe, the pads of the toes, backs of the shoulders. Good. On your inhale, lifting up the tailbone, lower back, mid back. Maybe wrapping your wings underneath you a little bit as you come to the upper back. Hands either palms down or interlace your fingers and clasp the palms together. Lengthen the energy at the tops of your knees. Squeeze your sit bones towards each other without bringing your heels in. So you want to keep the knees parallel with the shoulders. Good. Then as you come back down, widen the backs of the shoulders, lengthen the vertebrae. Come back down. Rock the knees from side to side. And again. Coming up, this time when we come down, we'll settle on a block or a bolster or blanket. So have that near you. Feet parallel, palms and the backs of your arms down as ballasts and anchors and support system for your bridge. Lengthen the tailbone up towards the back of the knees. Lift the spine up. Coming as high and as deep into this as feels safe, appropriate, and nourishing for you. One more breath. Good. And then grab the blanket or the bolster or the block, slide it underneath the back of the hips, And then lower the spine down so the back of the hips are resting on whatever you've got underneath you. You can widen your feet, let your knees and thighs relax. Maybe bring your hands to the low belly again, or let them rest out, palms up by your sides, whatever feels good right now. Good. Bring the knees towards each other, the feet towards each other, and draw the knees up towards the chest. Extend over in a supported plow. Legs be heavy. Open up the energy of the bottoms of the feet. Giving the belly a nice massage right now, all the internal organs. Nice squeeze. Good. Drop the knees into the chest, bend the knees, and bring the heels in towards the hips. And maybe just wrap your hands around your legs a little bit and just give yourself a hug. Coming into a deep calmness, then bring one foot down, then the other. Lift up your hips, slide out whatever support you were using. Roll the spine down. Lengthen the back body all the way out along the floor and the mat. Feel into the spaciousness of the back body. Good. Then a quick twist, reclining twist before we move into Shavasana. Bend that right knee, bring the left leg into center, lift up and tuck under the left hip, dropping the right knee across the body to the left side. Open the right arm, shoulder, look to the right. Simple reclining twist. Doesn't have to be complicated. Our practice does not have to be complicated. Finding a simple elegance to move in and through each pose, breath by breath. On an inhale, come up. And bring the spine back to center. Lengthen out that right leg. Maybe stretch through on that right side. And then change. Sides tuck under the right hip. Bend and bring the left knee across. Turn your head to the left. Open up the left arm and shoulder. One more breath. Good. Inhale, gently coming up. Bring the spine back to neutral. Lengthen out that left arm and leg. And make your way into Shavasana. If you want a bolster underneath your knees, you're welcome to. A blanket, make your cocoon, sometimes a double folded or a bit of a weighted blanket over the belly, the torso, and the heart can feel really nourishing. A little bit of compression is often really helpful. And there's some people it doesn't feel good at all. So that's another place to check in. What would feel supportive and nourishing right now in this minute? For this next period of time. And once you find your way in, begin to let the bones get heavy. Letting your back body release into the mat. To soften. Take an inner scan. Relaxing the toes, the feet, all the way up the legs. Through the hips, the pelvis, and that beautiful cauldron and low back. Through the waist, the torso, the heart. Letting the spine very intentionally find its connection into gravity. Relax the shoulders. Inside of the mouth, the jaw, scalp, the head. Release into a deep and mindful stillness. Inhale. And exhale. Deepening the breath. Letting it fill and nourish every cell and the spaces in between the cells, every organ, every bone, all of your fascia, connective tissue, your skin. Breathe in nourishment. And stretching from the inside out. Being mindful of your movement. Bend your knees, roll to your side, and then slowly roll the spine up. Lengthen your spine, sit on something a little higher. Roll through your shoulders. Letting your hands rest comfortably. Take a moment to check in. What you're noticing, what you feel, what you sense. So much love and light to you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.